Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Vegeta's Saiyan Army. Thank you so much for watching, subscribing. If you are watching from YouTube, go to the Facebook page Vegeta's Saiyan Army. Join the greatest Saiyan army in the world. If you're watching from the channel or from elsewhere, go to the YouTube channel and subscribe. Hit the like button. We're a new channel and we appreciate all the help and all the love. Today, I'm talking about something that there's a lot of new players on the channel and asking questions. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make videos talking about sequencing against yellow decks, and this might even help people who are experienced. If you're gonna go to a major tournament, online or not, check this out. If I'm gonna do a video about sequencing about yellow, green, blue, black, red, things I know. If I get anything wrong, if you disagree with any of it, please, I especially if I get something wrong, comment on it because it'll help everybody, and it'll help me, right? So against yellow, yellow is very good at comboing. You have to be very careful when you're going against yellow. When you make your deck, you should know it backwards. But just because you know how to play your deck doesn't mean you're done yet. You should also know how to play against every other type of deck, because just because you play one way against blue, you shouldn't play that way against yellow, red, or green. For the most part, Shunsu, when I was in boot camp and when I was in machine gun school, they taught us. They said they made us read Shunsu, like they made us memorize it. And part of it, one of the things he said, he was a Chinese general. He was a very famous general, and he wrote The Art of War. And it's about defeating your opponent. And part of it is knowing your opponent. That means knowing what they're gonna do, knowing how they would do it, and once you know how they think, you can help. You can defeat them. So don't just know your deck. Not to get too like crazy about it, but the one thing that yellow does, and I'm gonna start one card at a time, is knowing how to attack them, so that you can plus the most, right? Because yellow's tricky. Yellow does things on their turn a lot. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is being very careful when they're at 4 life and your energy is untapped, right? So you can see my energy down there. And don't worry about the deck I'm playing, this is just an example. And also don't worry about the Gotenks. Okay, so the first card I'm going to talk about is this super combo right here. So, the best thing you can do, by the way, guys, is always look at their drop area. Look at their drop area, look for information. If you see that they're using this super combo, right? And there's a lot of great yellow super combos. If your leader is yellow and your life is at 4 or less, so always keep track of their life. Any piece of information somebody gives you, attack it. If they charge, don't pick up their card, pick up their energy. Ask them, hey, would you? Is it okay if I pick up your energy just to read it real quick? If they charge the super combo, pick it up and read it. And then you're gonna read. You're gonna realize that if their life is 4 or less, the super combo is live. During your turn, if your opponent has 5 or more cards in rest mode, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards with energy cost of 5 or less in rest mode and KO it. So, let's say that they charged it, or they put it in the drop area, or in the game. Excuse me, do you mind if I look at that card real quick? You pick it up, read it, and then you're like, wait a minute. This is my current board, right? Let's think about this. I have a 5 drop and I have a bunch of energy untapped. Should I tap out, play this guy, swing with this, and then swing with this, and then swing with this? No, because if you tap 3, right? Let's say I tap 3, and then I play him, and then I swing with him, and then I swing with him, and then they have 1 life, and I'm going for game. I swing with him, I combo everything. All they gotta do is combo this, and he's dead, right? So if you see him in a drop area, just be careful. You're at 4 life, your opponent is at 4 life, they have this card in the drop area, and you know it. So, if you understand that they have him on board, swing with your battle cards first. Why? Because he is only live if you have 5 cards in rest mode. And again, this is obvious if you're like super experienced or super. I get that. And if you are that guy, please help. Post a comment to help us out. Um, if there's any plays that you think would help against yellow. Um, but this is one of them, swing with the battle cards first, right? Because obviously he can't KO your Unison and he can't KO your leader, right? So swing with them first. Now that they're safe, then swing with these two. And then swing with them. And then before you go to 5, because remember, these guys aren't safe. These guys can be blown up if this is comboed defensively, if you have 5 in rest mode. So now that we've swung with everything, maybe play that 1-drop, right? Maybe play that cantrip. Then we pass. Because if we play the cantrip first, right? Let's say that he's untapped. We play the cantrip, he's played, just a 1-drop red card. Then we swing with him, and then we give him a chance to have a defensive step and just get value and take out our 5-drop, right? So that would be neg. We want to utilize as much information as we can and use it against our opponent. So if you see that card, or now you know about it. So let's untap everything, put this guy in the drop area, and let's see the next card we have here. Nimbus Cloud. So, this is like an obvious one. This one isn't a super combo, so he requires an energy. So if you see that your opponent has all his energy tapped out but 1, you should always, against yellow, expect Nimbus. What Flying Nimbus does is it negates the attack for 1 yellow energy, then you may place 1 yellow card in your hand in the drop area. If you do so, your opponent can only attack 1 more time with battle cards for the duration of the turn. Okay, so let's say you attack, right? You attack with Vegeta, and they want to stop your turn, so they say, okay, negate, and they pitch a yellow card. By the way, anytime your opponent uses a card, don't be afraid to just read it. I've seen people pitch blue cards. I've seen people pitch red cards. Always make sure they're doing what they're supposed to. Don't slow the game down. You should know your deck so much that you know it backwards. And if you're confused about a card, don't be afraid about slowing down. Don't slow play, but at the same time, take your time. When we used to take machine guns apart, we used to have to do it in 2 minutes, and what every instructor said was slow is smooth, smooth is fast, and it's 100% true. If you slow down and just focus and do everything step by step and practice and do it over and over again, you're just gonna be automatically better at it because of muscle memory, and you're gonna improve. So the more you practice, obviously it helps. Flying Nimbus. Obviously, you get 1 more battle card attack, right, for the rest of the turn. So let's do the math here. Let's say that we attack with leader first, and they Nimbus, right? So now we have 1 more battle card attack. Okay, so we get our 1 more battle card attack, and then we get our Unison. Because these guys can attack as many times as they want. These are leaders and Unisons, so don't worry about that. So that was what? 3 swings. But if you see that they have 1 yellow up and you expect the Nimbus to come down, swing with the battle card first. So, lead, they negate it, 1 battle card attack left, right? And what, they tap an energy, another tapped out. And now you can swing 3 more times, right? So you've turned, instead of 3, you get 4 swings out of it. This is so obvious to some people, but I just see it happen a lot where people make this mistake. I'm always on untap. My name is It's Over 9000 on untap. I share it with a few people, but lately it's been mostly me. And I spectate games all the time, and I know you guys are like, oh, this is obvious shit, but it's totally not, because I see people making these mistakes. So if you see 1 yellow up, and you see in their drop area they have Flying Nimbus, or they charged 1, swing with a battle card first, and then you have 1 attack left from a battle card, and there it is. And then you can swing with your Unisons and your leader, and always make sure they pitch a card. So that's how you sequence it. If you see that they have Nimbus, don't attack with a leader first, or the Unison first. This is obvious. So, moving on. Another card you can be looking out for is Release from Evil. Now, Release from Evil is a card that whenever I start a turn, before I charge, I tell myself, what do I not need this turn so I can charge it? Who's going to be my first swing? What can they do? How much energy do they... I map out the entire turn. I sweep the hand, sweep the energy, sweep my board, sweep their energy, their hand. And once I know exactly what I'm going to do, then I charge. And then I keep going. When I do that, if I know that they can use Release from Evil, I I try to play around it or try to build around it. So, for example, if you're using a Bardock Unison or something that has triple attack, release from evil with a sorry about my microphone. It's an old microphone. Release from evil can freeze a card if it has like triple attack. And remember, it's free if you have a Unison on board. So whenever your opponent has a Unison on board, I think you your number one priority should be getting rid of the Unison, because the Unison can play counterplay cards for free and release from evil. If your leader card is mono yellow, choose the attacking card, ignoring barrier, negate its skills for the turn, and it can't be switched to active mode until the start of your next turn. 1. It ignores barrier. 2. Card. Not battle card, card. So if you're swinging with green Gohan leader, which is very good to set, they just use this, and it's over. Like, they can just, right there. One of these freezes the Gohan. If you're using Bardock, Bardock. Bardock swings 3 times. If you're using the blue Gotenks 4-drop Unison, the blue one, they just play this on it. He can't attack anymore. Always be aware of this card. I would always swing for get rid of Unisons, unless I'm like Vegex and I just want to kill your life. Also remember, he doesn't negate the attack. I've seen this in major. I'm talking about just like I spectate sometimes when I lurk on people's games on OnTap just to get a feel of what everyone's doing. A lot of people on major tournaments, because there's a lot of tournaments online that like pro play or super players or whatever are posting, and it's great to watch that because you get information. And I've seen people use this card and like the attack ends because everyone thinks it's a negate and it's not. You guys need to make sure you remember that. So one way to avoid it, I guess. Remember when I said before you map out your whole turn? Don't map out your whole turn thinking you're gonna go for a game. If there's a Unison on board, specifically, I guess, like, because he can negate the skills. Like, if their life is at 3, right? And you have, like, a triple striker on board, and you have a negate in hand, you're like, I'm probably going to charge this negate because I'm going to go for a game here. Just remember, release from evil as a card. That's all I'm saying. Because then your turn ends, and then you pass, and then they swing with a victory strike or some shit, and then you don't have your negate, or whatever. So, just remember about it. It's just something to put in your head to make you remember, so that now it's in your cerebral chamber. Then you can think about it. Let's put it in a drop area, go to the next card. Another card you have to worry about is Time Magic. Always, like I said, every piece of information your opponent can give you, grab it and soak it in. So, even if they are completely tapped out, just remember that if their drop area has 5 cards, they can negate your attack for free with Time Magic by taking a life. So, Time Magic, 1 yellow, counter attack. Your leader card is yellow. If your leader card is yellow, negate the attack. This negates it. Then, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode, ignoring barrier. And then it can't switch to active mode until the start of your next turn. Also, even though it costs 1, you can do it for free if you take a life, if you have 5 cards in your drop area. So, if you have like a battle card that's like triple attack, there's just like there's like a 6-drop Piccolo Gohan that just come out that's like, I think, triple attack, dual attack, or double strike, sorry. If you swing with it, and you're just putting, if you go all in on it or something, like you charge your defensive card and you play it, and then you go for a game, you can get Time Magic. Or it can. It's an option. Again, I'm just letting you guys know that this card is an option. If you guys are on... when did it come out? This card came out... Set 5. Wow. It seems like it came out yesterday. Alright. So I'm going to put it away, go to the next card. And as you can see, yellow has a lot of crazy defensive shit that it can use. And it's nuts, I know. Like, that's why I love yellow. The next card, or cards, is the other super combo. The super combo can be used by any yellow or blue leader. But we're going to talk about blue some other day. But just remember, it is an option for blue. Zamasu, Sacred Disbelief. I used to think this was the best super combo the whole game until Bibbidi got big, and then I'm like, oh my god, Bibbidi is 100% the best. So Bibbidi, then Zamasu, in my opinion. If your leader card is blue or yellow, when you combo with this card from your hand, choose up to one of your opponent's leader cards or battle cards and switch it to rest mode. If you know that your opponent may play this card, ask yourself this question. What attack on board is going to net me the most abilities, right? So for example, if you have a card, a battle card, that says when this card attacks, draw 2 cards, and then you have another guy that's like, when this card attacks, nothing happens, just no effect. Always swing with that guy first, the one that draws. Because if you swing with him, you're going to get your draw 2, and then he's going to be forced to rest something that doesn't matter. Also, he doesn't rest unisons. So one thing I like doing is if I know somebody's running this card, I always swing with leader first, because my leader is going to get me my draw. And if I swing with a battle card first, and then he uses Zamasu, and then rest my leader, dude, that sucks. I'm telling you, that sucks. So it's very tricky, because remember, some cards, like Nimbus, want us to swing with battle card first, but some cards want us to swing with leader first. And that's 100% judgment. That's why it's not just knowing what cards are in yellow pool, it's also knowing what your opponent may have. So like if you've ever played them before, if they're in locals a lot, or like if they have a drop area, or they charge, a lot of people charge this turn 1 so that they can charge the check land Beerus, that's yellow-blue, for the rest of the turn. A lot of people, their only blue-yellow cards are these and a Bojack or something, like, so you may see this charged a lot. Another thing to worry about in blue-yellow is the fact, if you weren't around for a rival, I mean, it just happened, that was like yesterday. So if you have blue-yellow in the combo area, you can tap a blue or a yellow to bring in one of these guys. This combo is so awesome. Like, everyone that's known me knows that I've been building this deck for a minute. Any deck with yellow, blue in it, I'll put this in it. Baby, Broly, like, there's a lot of decks I've built that are, because I love yellow. So for 1 energy, right? Let's say you're swinging at Gotenks, right? Let's say you're swinging with a Unison. So, 15 to your leader. The yellow player says no negates, you say no combos. So here's what he's gonna do. He is gonna combo out of the attack by comboing him, right? So he's at 20, he blocks this attack. And then he's gonna proc the ability of Zamasu, rest him, and then he's gonna tap a yellow, bring out this blocker, and rest him. So you've blocked this attack by comboing out, you've blocked this attack by resting it with him, and then when you rival him, you've blocked this attack. And he's a blocker, so when he attacks, he'll go off. Or if they have a blue-yellow, or a blue energy, they can just tap that, and for the same conditions, bring in Hit and Goku, which is like, this was my second favorite card that came out this set, honestly. The first being Bardock Unison. This card is just so crazy. I've been playtesting it, and it just feels so good. By the way, if you hear Activate Main and Activate Battle, know that Activate Battle is better every time. Because your main is only on your turn, and battle is on both turns. Again, that's obvious for experienced players, but if you're a new player, always value battle over main. So yeah, he comes in for 1 blue, and he can swing twice, he can block twice. This card's just really, really good. People are going to be using it against Vegex. People are going to use it against Unisons. It's a very good card, and I love Bojack as well. You know what? I'm going to leave it here in case I need a... No, I don't. I don't need a... Yeah, I do. I'll leave you right here. Alright, so let's put him in the drop area. So again, just be aware of this combo. Just be aware that's possible, okay? So let's put this away. Untap again, let's go to the next card, and we're almost done. So we have the counterplay here. If there's a multicolor card, again, information, right? They charge. Don't just look at the cards, look at their colors. The colors mean so many things, right? If you look at their energy and it's all mono yellow, you know immediately that they can't possibly run counterplays that require multicolor. Okay, so Champa the Trickster, 3 energy, 1 specific yellow. Counterplay, play this card. So when somebody plays this card, or somebody plays a card, you can play them on your turn. Permanent. If a multicolored card is in your energy, reduce the energy cost of this card in your hand by 1. So he's a 2-drop counterplay. Again, this is repetitive, everybody knows it, but if you're new, you'll find out that when this guy hits the board, he can rest whatever you just played, ignoring barrier. So if you have a crazy finisher that has barrier and you're really confident about it and you play it like a victory strike, if you see that they have 2 yellow, don't put all your chips on that card yet, just in case. Because they can be playing the Champa for 2. Again, don't you guys hate, like, I hate this microphone. I gotta get a new one. Like, but I've had a crazy week. I gotta save my money. But that'll be my next purchase, is microphone. Again, 2 energy, he comes down, whatever you played goes to rest mode. That's what yellow does. It rests your energy, and it's very defensive, very heavy on the combo step. Just be aware of it. How to avoid it? Well, first of all, you gotta know that it's coming. If they have nothing but yellow energy, it means they have to tap 3 for it, which is super neg. If they have a multicolor, then you know that it can't come. So look out for that. Honestly, that's all you can do. It's an auto, not not off the counterplay. So you see right, it's gonna be down here where my mouse is at. Counterplay, play this card. Since it's an auto, it's actually gonna tap your deflect card, because deflect protects you from counterplay, but it doesn't care about autos, and the autos with resting it. So let's put them in the drop area. Let's go to the next card, and we're pretty much almost done here. Yeah. So the cards, the last cards I was looking at is Raiders Warcry and Bergamo. These guys both require 2 energy to be played, and they're just comboed. So if you see that your opponent has like 2 energy open and you swing at them, just understand that Raiders Warcry might be there. I believe Gotenks, because I remember resting him a lot. I remember playing him a lot. Doesn't he rest an energy? Yeah. So when he rests an energy, or battle card, I'm so sorry. When anything gets rested, you can play this guy. So let's say that you use Somasu Super Combo, right? The one that I was just talking to you guys about. You can tap 2 and play this guy. So Bergamo, Ferocious War. If you tap 2 energy, you can play this guy as soon as somebody has an energy or a battle card or a leader tapped. So anytime a card is tapped in your opponent's side of the board, you can play this guy for 2 energy. And the reason he's good is because he is very cheap. Obviously, 2 for 20 is a good value. And he rests 2 cards ignoring barrier. Either a battle card and or energy. So this guy's extremely powerful. He's very similar. You're simply going to combo him for 2, and after the combo step, you're going to play him. Okay, so my advice against these guys. First, Raiders Warcry. If you're playing against yellow, don't play your Unisons turn 2 if you think they have Raiders Warcry, because they can just play Raiders Warcry and then swing at your Unison, and then your Unison's gonna just lose both its counters immediately if you don't have the negate on hand immediately. And if you played a blocker with your Unison, when they play the Great Ape Raiders Warcry, they can simply rest it. So, I'm starting to just play my Unisons like turn 4, turn 3. I know it sounds ridiculous, but it's just, honestly, to keep them alive. I've been using Unisons really just to kill people. Not really... I mean, Bardock Unison is the one that you might play early, because it starts off with 3, if you can give it a plus. But that's all I'm saying. Just be careful tapping 2 to play your Unison turn 2, because Warcry is a thing. Sometimes, if you're playing a deck that swings lead to draw, sometimes if they have 2 up and it's turn 2, I won't swing. Because, yeah, I'll plus by having a +1. Like if I draw 1, but they're going to plus way more by drawing 1 and getting a 20k double strike on board that rests something. You know what I mean? Like, and I know that may sound stupid to a lot of you, but like, I've done that, where like I know my opponent has a Raiders Warcry, it's only turn 2, they have 2 up, they want me to swing. What's 1 card? And I know that drawing is everything, and I understand that. I'm just putting that out there. It's a thing. Um, and yeah, just remember he's a thing. Remember this guy. Again, remember your energy is not safe as long as this guy's around. If you guys have any more questions about Yellow, um, any mistakes I made, anything you guys think I could have done better, please help me out. I'm trying to get better, and I'm in no way, shape, or form the best player ever. So at all. So help me out. Help everybody else out. Let's help each other out. Please join the Facebook group, Vegeta Saiyan Army. Join the best army in the world. Subscribe and like Vegeta's Saiyan Army on YouTube. And thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys again soon. Next time I'm going to be covering red, blue, or green, or whoever, or black. Who knows? I'll see you guys then.